Hey everyone, Luke McElroy from METS here. I was having a think and I just wanted to do like a sort of a new video series where I actually take you behind the scenes and just get to know a little bit about me, a little bit about Nick and sort of what's going on behind the scenes of the company, because I was thinking about it and look, I am super confident that we're going to change the endurance industry in the next sort of 3 to 5 years, and we want to take you along for the ride and really build a sense of community in the group and our following that we have. So a lot of people ask me when they come in and meet me for the first time, what's my background? Do I do this full time? How did you start the company? Who's your target market? All the rest. So it basically started out, I had the idea for METS about 2 years ago. So I studied a Bachelor of Exercise and Sports Science at Deakin University. Finished up there 2 years ago, and my personal area of focus was always physiology, exercise physiology. I loved learning about how the body can actually create energy, and even more so than that, how the body can actually adapt through training to become better at using oxygen, so you can run faster, swim faster, row, ride, whatever you need to do at a faster speed for longer. So it always fascinated me how that actually happened. And when I was finishing up my degree, I had a look around about, looking for some sports science jobs. I always liked data, always liked numbers, and always loved doing VO2 max testing and all the rest, that sort of stuff to test people's endurance physiology. And there wasn't much of that around. And outside of like the AIS and the VIS, there really wasn't much around. There's a couple of universities that obviously offer it, but it's sort of hard to get a gig there. And there's a couple of sort of private companies that dabble in it. They dabble in the VO2 max and the endurance side of things, but they more focus on their strength conditioning and other stuff. So I wanted to really focus purely on the endurance athletes. It's a growing market, particularly at the amateur level. A lot of people getting involved in it, and not much out there to sort of help them. So I went out on a limb and I had the idea for METS in November of 2015, and then I founded the company on February 4th of 2016. So 3 months was all it took. And look, I had the idea and I was like, yeah, this would be great. Heaps of people will come in. I knew I had the knowledge to help people. So I just needed the service to get up and running and buy the equipment and all that. So I invested quite a lot of money into it. Most of the money that I had, all out of my own pocket, no investors or anything like that. And I started up the company. And look, the whole goal of the company was to change the way that people think about training. There's a lot of rubbish in the fitness industry in general. A lot of old school sort of methodologies and a lot of stuff that just doesn't work. All right, and because everybody has an opinion on how to get fitter, and a lot of people have opinions on nutrition and all the rest, I just wanted to be clear cut and use a scientific approach. So everything that I prescribe and educate in my videos is all science based. If it's not science based, I'll let you know in advance. So it's just trying to cut through the rubbish and get straight to the point and educate people on appropriate ways to train. And there's 3 aspects of the company. There's obviously testing, so VO2 max, lactate analysis and the rest. There's coaching and training programs, and there's also consulting or educational videos, which is what I do a lot of at the moment. And it wasn't all smooth sailing. It sort of started out, so a lot of money invested into it, and to be honest, it was the first 6 months, actually the first 9 months, I went back through the records, the first 9 months I actually made like a $3,000 loss. So I actually lost more money just with the overheads that I had. And it was really frustrating because I knew I had a service which would help a lot of people, and I just didn't know how to market it. And that was where sort of the turning point came for me. I was literally down to my last sort of 10 grand that I had invested in there. And I decided to take up a business course. It cost me $10,000. I had nothing. I literally had $500 left in my account. So I took up a business course, which centered around obviously how to run a business for one. Like I say, I didn't know how to run a business. I did a sports science degree. I wasn't a business person. So I learned how to do that, and it was about a 6-month course. I finished it up not too long ago actually, and that was fantastic. Like it sort of just took me through how to run a business, how to use social media for marketing without actually trying to sell too much, just about getting yourself on camera like I do a lot now, just to sort of build your brand awareness and build trust. And ever since I did that, it's been, business has been really, really good. So it just goes to show, you see it a lot, especially on social media, you see a lot how much rubbish like infomercials and ads are there about just silly products, just stupid products. You know, lose 13 kilos in 7 days, all that sort of stuff, just by going on fad diets. So they actually make a lot of money, and it's because they know how to market. We just see a lot of people who are really good sports scientists, have a lot of knowledge, they just don't know how to market, and that's why they're frustrated and don't actually see success in their businesses. So I'm really excited, because I say I'm still learning, of course, but now that I have the basics of actually how to market a little bit, I suppose, I know I've got a good service that's going to help anybody who comes in from the endurance field. Put them together and you think you've got a winning combination. You see so many quality people who just don't know how to sell themselves, and that's the reason that they don't have a successful business, because sometimes it is all about perception. So that's pretty much the story behind it. We just want to help people, and we'll go into more details about who our sort of ideal client is and all that in a future video, but that's sort of the basis behind it. So I was sort of on the back foot, had a really good knowledge on endurance physiology, knew I could help people, just didn't know how to get people to actually come in, and now it's sort of all going to plan. So yeah, I'm going to make a couple of videos about this. I'll get Nick involved as well, but just some sort of basic videos about who we are, what we do behind the scenes. It's not always going to be about what the company's up to. It just could be going down to the coffee shop like I am right now to meet Tyler, talking about some marathon training stuff. But yeah, stay tuned, and there'll be plenty more to come. Any questions, let me know, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks, guys.